Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my squirting some water on the Tesla fanboys because I want to let you know I got this in the way, I got to move it out of the way. So this is about the Cybertruck and how the Cybertruck is going to fail. That's right, Cybertruck's going to fail. And how do I know it's going to fail? It's got 5 major flaws. Now, this could be just absolute BS out of the park. Who knows? Because nobody, except for a few people that work for Tesla, can tell you exactly what the Cybertruck is going to be when it gets in production. So, a couple of things that have happened. One, and if you want to see these, you can go to the Tesla Daily. I'll put the little link down below. They have a picture of what the front trunk is going to look like. And if you went back to 2019 and looked at those videos of the so-called Cybertruck on the stage and what it is now, the frunk, as we like to call it, is a copy of the Ford F-150 Lightning. It originally did not open this way. 2, if you take a look at the picture that the Tesla Daily guys have on their thumbnail and try and figure it out, because you know this is pretty good kept secret out there. It's nowhere near the size of the F-150 Lightning, but they have been given notice when the Lightning came out and said, well, we need to make our front trunk where the whole thing comes up, because originally it didn't do that. 2, so the front trunk, well, nose is itchy. So the Tesla Cybertruck is going to fail. 1, there's the first one. Is that the important one? Not really, but it's probably number 5 or 6 on the list. Well, I'll give it an honorable mention. The real reason the Tesla Cybertruck is going to fail, and now you know, guys, the link, I put the link down below. They think it's great, Tesla's margins, blah blah blah. They're sponsored by the Owners Club, so they're just going to say great things about it. It's not going to work, and they might be able to fix this. They might just be able to fix this. But number 1, the truck bed. From what we can see and what we can gather, and all this is speculative, of course, the truck bed will be a 4.5-foot truck bed. Every F-150 owner out there, it doesn't matter how it's powered, is upset that the truck bed is 5.5 feet. But we really don't say anything about that 5.5 feet compared to the 6-foot truck bed you get on the Dodge Ram and the Chevy Silverado, because the cab gained all that space. And I can tell you, as a Lightning driver compared to a Dodge driver, the space in the cab of my truck is significantly larger. I have at least 300 liters of more space inside the cab, and in the back it's just there's a significant noticeable difference. So I gave up a foot of truck bed for that. And I would prefer the truck to be made exactly the way it is with a 6-foot box. Honestly, it would just be the best of the best of the best of the best truck ever made, because the Lightning's the best truck ever made. So the truck bed at 4.5 feet. Now they say, oh, the seat will fold down inside and the tailgate will go down and we get 8 feet. No, 6-foot bed, put the tailgate down, gives you your 8 feet. So your 4x8 OSB, plywood, lumber, all the 8-foot lumber fits inside. Okay? This is important. Also, total volume of the box. Okay? How high it is, with the tailgate up, how much it can hold, gravel, dirt, sod, hauling appliances, all that kind of stuff. Camping gear. Put in a camper on the back. Okay? Got one of those little camper things that fits on the back of your truck. Cybertruck is out. It's ugly, and that's not even in the top 5. It's out. So the 4.5-foot box right now, I'm telling you, kill the truck. Does that mean they're not going to sell any? No, I think they'll sell the first 300,000. Number 2, the front windshield. This is a major problem for the Cybertruck. that one windshield washer blade going back and forth, I don't think for a guy that just launched a Starship, twice the energy of a Saturn V rocket. Yeah, it exploded. It went a little further than I thought. Doesn't get this. That motor's got to turn that blade and it's got to do the whole windshield. I mean, seriously. They're just setting themselves up for failure. Maybe the front windshield's heated. That's the only thing I can think of, is that the front windshield's got the one blade and it's heated. So before you go anywhere, where you live, where I live, it was snowing yesterday in April. Not a lot. Sunny today, but gee, it was snowing. Driving down the highway, incredibly windy. That one windshield wiper has to work in weather, not sunny days, weather. And the motor's going to fail. It's going to break. It's going to break. It's not going to work. If you heat the blade and not the windshield, it won't work. They are not bothering to test. This is why the Cybertruck will not come out in 2023. Oh, they might hand make some of them and deliver 200 or 300, but that's it. Next, number 3. The truck is smaller than what they showed on the stage, and everyone can see it. I'm not going to get into how much smaller it is, but they made it smaller. It is not as big as it was. It is not. It is just absolutely not as big as it was. This is going to be a factor for all those people to put down their deposits. Sorry. So it's smaller. It's not going to be any bigger than an F-150 or a Silverado or a Ram or whatever. It's not going to be any bigger. It's going to be the exact same type. It might be a little teeny weeny little bit wider. It's going to be an optical illusion because of how they're doing their side panels and everything with the stainless steel. Next up, the power tunnel cover. You know, everyone's seen it. You know, tick, 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 comes all the way down. It goes all the way up. It's like a roll cage cover, you know, that I do manually on my Dodge. Have a little lock in the end and it rolls up into a ball, okay? I'm telling you right now, this thing is going to fail. Oh, they'll hand make a couple of them to try and get some delivered in 2023, because every person out there that's a Tesla fan fell for the conference call the other day that we'll be delivering trucks by the end of Q3. You know what that means? We're going to be delivering maybe 200 or 300 of them by the end of the year. If we're lucky. If we're lucky. Okay? People might see that. And it's going to be friends and families and maybe the top total fans of Tesla that we won't say anything negative about the truck. Even if it breaks down 200 feet outside their front door and it breaks down, they got to get it towed. They're not going to say anything. Okay? That's just the way it is. Thank you. Not a problem with that. There's nothing wrong with being a fan. But I'm here to set the record straight. Not going to happen. Next up, and you know, I wasn't going to mention this, but I might as well. 800 volt structure. The Tesla Cybertruck will be 800 volt structure, and it'll be able to charge at a megawatt per hour or whatever the stupid stats are. Let me tell you, we don't even know if the Cybertruck is going to have an 800 volt structure for charging and a 48 volt system, because everyone's talking about that, and I can guarantee you that's what they're thinking. We're gonna have 800 volt structure and 48 volt instead of 12, and let me tell you, this would be an absolutely amazing feat if they can get it in this truck. Forget about full self-driving and all that, because full self-driving doesn't exist, and 2030 is my date on that, and that's not going to change. It's interactive cruise control, or whatever you want to call it. But these two things are touted as being in the truck, and I don't think they're going to be. I think it's going to be 400 volt and 12, and that's just the way it's going to be, because they can get the parts and everything. The other reason that I don't think this truck is going to be out in 2023 is batteries. They don't have enough batteries. Period. They're working on it, but they don't have enough batteries. Nobody has enough batteries. Nobody. And there's a reason there's only producing what they're producing. And the last thing I want to point out is kind of an honorable mention, because I said 5 things, is their pricing strategy. Tesla has been constantly changing their prices since the beginning of the year. Their margins are down to 19.3. Oh no, the stock is down. It's the craziest thing ever. Stock being down has nothing to do with the 19.3 margin. Tesla has $22.5 billion in the bank right now today, if not more. It's making at least a 5% return. Do the math on that. They're making more than $1 billion in interest just on the money they have in the bank. Their cash flows funding Reno expansion, Texas still not done, nowhere close. Germany still not done, nowhere close. Shanghai looks like it's done. Can't really make it any bigger without building a new one. So that's taking all that into account, that they're building and building and building and building. But pricing is going to be way higher than what originally said. I personally don't think the truck will be under 70,000 US. And that'll be a dual motor, maybe an 800 volt structure, if we're lucky, right? But honestly, it doesn't need to be. It can be 400 volt, dual motor, big enough battery that it goes 500 kilometers, that's 300 miles. Honestly, it better do better than that, because of towing. You'll lose all that range with towing. They're going to lose all the range with towing. This is a brick going through the air. Look at the damn thing. You're thinking F-150 Lightning's large and pushing a lot of air going down the road. This Cybertruck's going to be even worse. It's not aerodynamic in any way, shape, or form. So, in recap, I want you guys to check, if anyone watches this video on the Cybertruck failure, I want to recap in saying they will sell the first 300,000 of these vehicles like that. There are enough loyal Tesla people out there, just like they are Toyota people, just like there are Ford people, just like there's GM people and Dodge people and whatever. They're loyal to their brands. And there's more than enough Tesla loyal people out there to go out and buy $80,000 Cybertrucks. They will have no problem. Absolutely no problem doing it. But as a product, it will fail, because after those 300 Tesla people buy them, it is not going to be good enough for the rest of the world to say, oh, I will ditch my F-150 and I'll go get a Cybertruck. Ain't going to happen. One, where I live, it won't be cheaper, so it's not going to happen. Just won't. Okay? And a person that drives a truck just to drive a truck ain't buying that. Just not doing it. So that's why I think it's going to fail. It's got a lot of things going on with it that will break. Tesla will get to experience a real recall. They really haven't had a real recall. It's mostly software upgrades and this and that and the other thing. They've never needed large service centers and dealers to fix problems. It's one of the reasons Ford stock's not going anywhere, is they have huge warranty issues and recall problems that they just can't get under control. Tesla's going to have this with the Cybertruck. It's going to be major. These things are going to break. Rivian stopped the power tonneau cover because all it does is break. I'm sorry. It gets dirt, dust, snow, ice, gravel, you name it, tree branches, leaves. You can't have a power one going back and forth and take that into account. You can't engineer that out. It's impossible. It just can't be done. So, thank you for tuning in to this wonderful Cybertruck fail video. Hopefully I got all my points in there. Check down the videos below. Tesla Daily, Jay Leno's Garage on CNBC to see what the real one, when they first came out with it. It's a great little video to watch to see how it's absolutely not stable. The Now You Know guys with their absolute glowing, woohoo, we're going to have, just go watch it. The link's down below. I'm not dishing them. I actually like watching them, but man, they're fanboys. So thank you very much again for tuning in, and have yourself a great week, a great month, a great year, and I will see you in the future.